Taking a bit of a different route because we're talking about what you would do in power and
Mhm.
talking about the challenges that the NDP are going to be faced. The Both the NDP and the Conservatives in the last couple of years have faced having to eject members from their own caucus. That is a challenging thing to do as a leader, and I know that the specific nuances of each situation may be different regarding why that has to happen. But what I would just like to ask is what do you think people can expect from the NDP moving forward to ensure that they can have their trust in the party, knowing that things are going to be stable? And this is coming from two perspectives, both from people who have always considered themselves strong NDP supporters who may believe that the party needs to take a stronger stance on certain social rights issues. And then from
Mhm.
the other side, the average Ontarian who is more so just concerned with their day-to-day finances and they don't want to get caught in the weeds of that kind of stuff. So how can you
Mhm.
make sure that all people of Ontario can view your party and view to trust you guys in that capacity?
Yeah, I think that one of the things that it's like the challenge of any political party, right, is to really understand where people are at and what they're living in right now and their reality. And for me, as the leader in the NDP, it's really important that my team and I are really focused on how we're going to deliver things for people in Ontario at a time when they're really having a tough time. And I think that means not just pushing the government and opposing things that the government puts forward that we think are going to be really bad for Ontarians, like the privatization of healthcare or like some of these terrible dirty deals that they've been bringing forward. And we've had some wins there, right? We've shown we can be very effective in opposition in getting them to reverse course. But we also have to be able to say to them, here's what we're offering you. Here's what the hope is for the future in an NDP government. And I think it's really important. Like I used to be the education critic for the NDP. So I spent a lot of time thinking about, what schools should look like. What should we be able to provide to students and education workers, teachers, to make our schools the kind of place that people are going to love to be in, to work in, to learn in, and where we're going to have great results, right? And these are the kinds of things that I think a lot about. And I think we have to come up with some new ideas. We need to be looking forward, and we need to be looking at what other jurisdictions are doing. But I think that's the job of us in the NDP. But it's also the job of the folks in our communities who we work with, right? It's all of us coming together and building up those ideas and building that movement that's going to defeat Doug Ford. And at the end of the day, like that is my number one priority, right? It's in 2.5 years. It's to take out this Ford government because I think that they're doing a real disservice to Ontario. I think they're doing bad things that are hurting people, and actually build another government that's an alternative that has a brighter vision for what our economy can do, what we can do in our schools and our healthcare system, and give people hope. Frank, one of the reasons that I ran to be leader of the NDP was because of the low voter turnout in the last election. And I think like I meet people all the time who are like, I don't think my vote makes any difference at all. So I want to change the way we vote. We believe in things like electoral reform. We really believe in that strongly in the NDP. We could change things in this province. We could give people a reason to get to the polls again and to vote for something that's hopeful for a different vision for Ontario.